I'm Judy Brooks, and I work with Nurse Next Door, but as well I've used them quite recently for my mom who hasn't been well. So I brought Nurse Next Door in and I went out for the first intake, and they were wonderful, and Kim, who is our franchise partner out in Richmond, sat with my mom, and who's British and quite stoic, and afterwards she said to me, "Was I rude?" And I don't think she was rude, but she was a bit distant. But I realized that she was struggling with A, letting somebody into her house, and B, what that meant. What were the implications of that? Did it mean that she didn't have, did it mean that this was how what the road ahead was going to look? And I guess in fact it actually is. What I love about how we do stuff at Nurse Next Door and how our franchise partners do their thing is it's not, for me, it wasn't about the transactional things. It wasn't about how do you give my mom a bath or do you cook for my mom. It was really about, were you going to care for her heart? When you left, when the caregiver left, when Nurse Next Door left her home, was she going to feel cared for? Was she going to feel those elements of human interaction and touch about taking care of someone's soul and not just taking care of their body? When the first week she was a bit, oh, that girl is coming in, that lady is coming in, and then by the second week we reached that great transition where she started to say, my girl is coming in today. And then she started talking about, well, we went for a coffee today. So what I realized is in this path, when you're the daughter or the son, there will be a moment in time, probably the first week or two, where there's a bit of resistance, and they might even feel like they don't like the caregiver. You got to give it a couple of weeks. It's not about necessarily the caregiver. It's about their journey, having to realize that this is the next stage of their life, and we can either celebrate that and do it with a lot of support from us as children and from companies like Nurse Next Door,